in Canada, especially, look for other avenues of income. It's support. They need extra support. All right, 5% get another job at age 65. You don't believe that? I found that out today when I was going in the mall. I couldn't believe how many people are working past the age of 65. Don't tell me that they didn't have a dream. And don't tell me that they like to work because they're 69 years old or 70 years old and they like to work because it's good. They like to work because they have to. That's the bottom line. Isn't that the truth? This means yes. Okay, nod your head. Okay, this is no, and this is I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so 3% are in it, 2% totally financially free. So after 40 hours, 40 years, 50 weeks, total of 80,000 hours, 19% of the people either dead or dead broke. Wow, that means 2% make it. And right now in Canada, that thing is dropping down to 1.2% of the people who reach total financial freedom. What's financial freedom? No worries, no stress, and all the time in the world. That's a lifestyle. So I looked at this and I said, okay, so then, I know where I was at. I had all these degrees. I mean, I had status. I had all, the degrees. They called me Mr. and all that kind of thing. But I didn't have a lifestyle at all. So I looked at this and I said, I got to increase this. Here's what Canadians do. And maybe here in the States too. Some people say, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce my dream circle to fit the income circle. That's not the way I was brought up. Neither were you. Your parents always said what? Do the best of what you can with what you got, and whatever you haven't got, find a way that you can have it. These are the kind of things you have to understand. So you want to increase the income circle. How are you going to do that? Well, somebody invited you and paid you a tremendous compliment. Talking about compliments, it's kind of interesting. The man and his wife went to the hospital, and the doctor was checking out the man because he was kind of stressed out, and he worked for many years, and he's talking to the husband, and the wife's outside, and he's talking to the husband, and about half an hour later he comes out. He says, you know what? Your husband's in trouble. He hasn't got much time to live. And I suggest, whatever years he's got left, okay, this is for married couples. For whatever years he has left, I want you to look after him. No matter what he wants. When you take him home tonight, please every whim he's got. If he wants breakfast in bed 4 times a day, give him breakfast in bed. If he wants to have his back rubbed every day, every half hour, give him a back rub. If he says that he would like his feet washed, go ahead, wash his feet. If he wants to have his meals brought up all the time, go ahead and do it. Because you want to really extend his lifespan. And if he wants anything else, whatever his heart desires, you help him out. Then the doctor leaves. The husband comes out, goes to his wife. He says, honey, what'd the doctor say? And the wife says, the doctor said, you're going to die. And see, those are the kind of things that happen when people stressed out. Those are the kind of things you have to know. And you're wondering, why did I throw that joke here? I don't know, I just don't like it. You know what I mean? And see, it's the kind of thing that you got to look at, guys. That everybody in this room has an opportunity to be totally financially free. Now you got to figure out how in the world you're going to do that. Well, I'm going to show you something that was kind of exciting when I first read the Kiyosaki book about cash flow quadrant. The neatest part, they kind of made a quadrant, a 4-square quadrant, and here they put employee, employer, and here they put self-employed, here they put in business, and here they put the investor. Well, all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you something. If you're working on this side of the quadrant, on the left side, you're working for money. Okay? So that means that what you're doing on this side is linear. You're working for money, you're exchanging hours for dollars. Somebody's in control, called the boss, of your lifestyle. Somebody's in control. So all of a sudden, what's the problem here? They can control the amount of money you make, how much time you put in, what kind of holidays you have, all of these kind of things. They control your life, in other words. But then there's some people on that side that are professional people, doctors, lawyers, accountants, engineers. that decide that they want to start a business. So they might start a Pizza Hut, pizza place, or maybe a donut shop, maybe a flower shop, and thinking this is how they're going to be able to increase some income. But here's the problem when you go into self-employment. You're taking your position, if you are a doctor here, and you want to make more money, and you go over here, you're taking time already away from your family. Number one, the cost of this investment is extremely high. Number two, the risk factor is even higher. Number three, you're going to spend more time. Number four, you need expertise. And all of a sudden, number five, you need people. How successful would you be in a pizza place nobody came in? You'd be eating the pizzas all by yourself, wouldn't you? You look like me, right? And then what happens if you had a donut shop and nobody came in to buy a donut? Okay, before you know it, you look like a donut. You know what I mean? Now what if they came in? So now you're wondering, what did I do wrong? You see, the same thing happened with Lipton's in Canada. Yeah, it was one of the largest clothing stores for women. It was incredible. And all of a sudden it came into Winnipeg when I lived in Winnipeg, and they were selling gowns and things of that nature. And then all of a sudden they closed the store. 16 or 18 stores closed right across eastern Canada all the way to Winnipeg. Now, what was wrong? Was the quality not good? Quality was excellent. What do you think was missing? The people. They just didn't come in the store. So they closed them down. What do you think happens here? You work in a job. What happens if they don't have that profit level that you need? Even if you're working in a gas station, if you're working in a flower shop, if you're working in a clothing store, no matter where you're working in Seattle or wherever you live, if the product, if the money coming in is not equal to what they need to pay the bills, guess who loses first? You. So then what's the alternative? Well, what we got to do here tonight is move you to the right side. Because when you go on the right side, guess what? Money works for you. You don't work for money anymore. What I mean by that is, in here is the investor. When I say money works for you, I'm very serious about it, because you're able to duplicate your time. See, if you're working here or you're working here, it doesn't matter. You can't duplicate your time. There's no more time that you could basically have. So all of a sudden people say, well, Nick, I don't have money to invest, but what kind of business would I get into? Well, let's take a look at an idea that came into Canada many years ago, but came into the States like these bastards did in Canada, because actually started in the States and then went to over 30 countries. And that was that big McDonald's franchise that everybody knows about. Now everybody looks at it and says, man, that's true, McDonald's are great, and not that the hamburgers are, do any McDonald's managers? The hamburgers are no good.